regulating, you've mentioned learning. And for one of the huge issues that we face in the Orthodox world puts a tremendous bias towards learning and scholarship. So our children grow up in school systems that are, heavily leveraged towards scholarship, have very little of anything else outside scholarship. And of course, children develop and mature at different stages and rates, leaving some feeling, and quite a lot of them feeling, like I failed within this system, which is something we refer to, and I work through, we refer to as learning trauma.
Yeah.
Because their reaction is exactly as you describe, is, I'm going to adapt by survive by shutting this out because I can't cope with it. I think what I'm hearing you say is that the correct approach for children who are having a hard time with their studies, with learning, and are feeling, so to speak, traumatized by the system, they're reacting adaptively to resist it, is to use ourselves, our facial expression, our body language, the co-regulation. Because if we could be aware through neuroception of what's going on with the student, and use ourselves in a loving way to create safety in learning. Is that right?
Well, yes, and I would actually emphasize that's the primary process of being a good witness to your own child, as opposed to, like, I think we all as parents have been guilty of this, of thinking, well, I could do that, why can't you? Or you'll have to learn to do that to survive, as opposed to truly listening and understanding the difficulties of that unique child's experience, that their bodies didn't feel safe, and that you as a parent are there. Your primary role is not to criticize them or to tough love model of them, but to be their support, their unconditional support. And I think we've been given the wrong lessons. I want to go back to the notion of how education is delivered. It's delivered with the assumption that any time that is not used in cognitive or mental exercises is wasted. So there's a sense, what gets removed out of the curriculum? Well, play, often music, often the arts. What we forget is that bodies like to play, and there's nothing wrong with play, but play is a neural exercise that helps create the resilience of that nervous system for that child to sit in the classroom for 6 hours a day or 7 hours a day. And it's also a developmental phenomenon, so that resilience or neural systems develop over time. So that if we invest more time in social interactions and organized play, meaning reciprocal behaviors, early in development, the child will be more accessible to learning. So it's almost viewed as a paradoxical. We treat children as if they're miniature adults. But they have different needs. They're growing, and their nervous systems, even though their intention, their free will, wants, for a child, they want to sit still. Their body, in a sense, going back to your own words, hijacks them. They have to move. They have to move, and it interferes with the objective of reaching the objective, which is to do well in school.